Welcome back to the Magic Lab. I'm Trevor, and today I'm going to dedicate this episode to Fred, the underperforming hobbyist. We just had a conversation and he called me out on reading from a teleprompter. I have to admit, I started reading on a teleprompter later on because it made it so much easier to get through the episodes and have my bullet points of what I wanted to talk about, but it just took away from the humanity, and I agree. So today we're going to wing it. What's the topic? Have you ever been asked to do a magic trick twice? Well, of course, we all have, right? And that's a rule of magic. Never do it unless it's a crazy Ivan and you want to do that. Now, this is one of those rare tricks where you can perform it not just twice, but actually 3 times. And each time it escalates, it gets better. In today's Tool Spotlight, we're going to be talking about Bizarre Twist by Paul Harris in his Arts of Astonishment series, Volume 1. This trick was recently talked about on Lloyd Barnes and Fred's podcast, and as they were discussing it, it just clicked for me that this was the perfect trick for an opener in my upcoming routine. And if you're not familiar with the trick, basically what happens is the spectator chooses any card they want, they sign the face of it, and it's placed face down in between, perpendicular to 2 other face down cards. And with no funny movements, but just a little wave, that card visually turns face up. Now, you get to do that twice. You offer to repeat it, you do the same thing, they are burning your hands, but it doesn't matter. The card, once again, turns face up. You even offer to perform it a 3rd time. Now they are intently watching your hands. And not only does it turn face up, but as an added kicker, as you remove the card, their signed card now has a different colored back. I mean, it's just amazing. And coming up next is my performance of the trick. Let me know in the comments what you think. For this trick, I just need 2 black aces and a selected playing card. I'll riffle down until you call stop. It's a free choice, and let's see how you did. The Queen of Hearts. Now, that is a great card. And if you were here, I would have you sign the face of that queen. Not the back, of course, because that wouldn't make any sense. And we don't need the rest of the deck because we'll just be using these 3 cards. Now, I want you to pay particular attention to that queen because something strange is about to happen. I'm going to take that queen and sandwich it in between the aces. Actually, this is the hardest part of the trick, getting these lined up. But once I do, something bizarre is about to happen. With just a shake, actually it's the other way. That queen turns face up. Now, this is where people usually ask me to repeat the trick, but as you know, there's a rule in magic: never do a trick twice. But I'm going to break that rule today. I've never done it before, but let's give it a shot. I'll take that queen and once again place it in between those aces. And once we get that lined up perfectly, watch carefully. With just a wave, oh yeah, again, it's the other way. That queen turns face up once again. Not only that, the back changes colors as well. There are 2 details that I think are extremely important to make this trick seem impossible. And the first is making the spectator believe without question that they had 100% free choice of their card. I don't want them looking back at this later and thinking, oh, well, he just forced a card and it had a different colored back. Then it ruins the whole thing. They have to, again, believe that that card had a blue back and it was a free choice. Which brings me to my second point, is that we as magicians need to think about the effect and what parts of that effect we want to burn in their memory. Kind of like a photograph or still frame. And in this, like I said, 1 is that they had a free choice, and 2, that that card definitely had a blue back. So that's why I added on a little frustration count to re-emphasize or focus on the fact that they are all blue. Now, we're not running because we're not being chased, and I don't want it to feel forced, no pun intended, but I do want them to see casually that, again, they all have blue backs. I'm not calling attention to it, I'm just displaying the cards. Now, this brings us to an extra topic or question that you might have. Well, how do I force a card while concealing the backs? Over the years, I've learned several techniques for doing this, and I'll share those. I've got 4 of them that I particularly like. I'll share them with you right now, and let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to give you guys a few examples of how to force a card while still being able to conceal the backs. Now this first one is called the crisscross force. It's a very simple beginner effect, but very effective. Now you could even throw in a couple false shuffles and cuts if you know them. And at this point, I would have the spectator cut the cards anywhere they want. We would then mark that spot, and I'd go on to maybe explain a few things about the effect, a little bit of time misdirection, and then have them pick up that pile and remember that card. Now at that point, I've already forced a selection and revealed the back. This is another simple one. It's called the Hindu shuffle, but it can also be used as a force. Now, instead of having somebody pick a card up close, because of the procedure to make it make sense, I'd go through the cards like so and have somebody further away call stop anytime they want. I like to do this a couple times, that way they see that the card would be different every time. When I'm ready, I go ahead and say call stop. When they do, I show them the card, and of course, we force the card while concealing the back. This next one I learned from watching Craig Petty's YouTube channel. It's called the Gary Olay Touch Force. And once again, we'd add in a few false cuts and shuffles just to make it more deceptive. Now at this point, I'd go on to explain to the spectator that they're not actually going to pick a card, they're going to think of a card. So they would just call stop anytime they want. Let's say they called stop right there. It really doesn't matter. They can choose any card they want, and then you tell them, I'm going to turn my back, and I just want you to remember that card. Once they do, we know that we've forced that card and again concealed the back. This last method I actually used in my performance. It's by Joshua J, and it's called discrete displacement. Once again, I'm going to do a couple false cuts and shuffles. Once I've done that, I'll go on to have the spectator just stop at any card. They call stop right there. I said you could have gone to any of these other cards, but you stop me at this one right here. What card do you think that is? Whatever they name, I say, nope, it's the King of Hearts. Or hey, maybe they got it right and we got a second miracle out of it. Either way, we forced the card and concealed the back. If you're looking for a great opener, this is it. Just 3 cards and a miracle. Well, 3 miracles that is, right? And if you think about it, it almost feels like a closer as well. Not only is it quick, it's visual, it has a storyline, it progresses or escalates an impossibility, and it has a kicker ending where their card visually transforms and the back changes colors. It's signed and can be kept as a souvenir. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Now, you could take these 3 cards and keep them in a wallet in the back of your iPhone case, and you're ready to go. In this scenario, though, you would definitely want to do a frustration count to show the cards are all apparently the same color on the backs. Then maybe use 2 jokers and have that one odd pipped card that they're going to sign. And I even thought after performing the effect, if you want, you could go on to do a 3-card Monty effect with these cards. I mean, you've got a whole routine right there within 3 cards. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, but more importantly, the trick. Go out there and perform it. I guarantee you're going to get great reactions with this. And coming up next, I'm going to be highlighting an effect where you can modify it, personalize it, change it in any way you want to fit the setting, the theme, or more importantly, for the specific spectators that you're performing for. What you're going to do is have a spectator make multiple choices, which ultimately leads to revealing their birthday. Crazy. So 99. Yep, you got a 9. Come up here and turn over the lights. So this has to be a 9. This has to be a 9. 9. 9. Oh my God. I'll see you next time in the Magic Lab.